Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we are making KegLand's all-grain recipe kit, the Miami Weisse Berliner Weisse. Today we will look at what's included in the kit and how to make it. We will start by going to the KegLand website and adding in the single batch recipe into our Brewfather app. In this grain bill for this recipe is 2.4 kilograms of pale malt, 2.4 kilograms of wheat malt, also adding in 100 grams of rice hulls. The hops we will be using is 25 grams of Wort, and the yeast we will be using is 1 packet of Lallemand Philly sour yeast. Included in this recipe kit you will get this bag of grains, I selected for a pre-milled, the bag of rice hulls, the packet of 25 grams Wort hops, and finally a single packet of the yeast. Alrighty, adding 22 litres into the main boiler, then adding 8 litres to the secondary boiler for sparging. Setting the strike temp to 71 degrees Celsius or 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Once we hit that strike temp, we will set the mashing temperature to 65 degrees Celsius or 149 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're adjusting your water profile, now is the time to add in the salts. Slowly adding in the grains to the mash tun, making sure we break down any clumps of grains to increase the amount of sugars we can convert into alcohol. Attaching the recirculation arm to help circulate the liquid from the bottom of the mash tun to the top. This will also help extract more sugars from the grain. And don't be like me and almost forget to add the 100 grams of rice hulls to the mash. This is to make sure that the wort can flow without getting clogged by all the wheat in the grain bill. "30 minutes into the 60-minute mash, get your sparging water up to 74 degrees Celsius or 165 degrees Fahrenheit. The 60-minute mash is complete. Time to remove the recirculating arm and lift out the mash tun. Attaching my hose to the sparging boiler and sparging till we reach a pre-boil volume of 26 litres. Once you've hit the 26 litres, you can now remove the spent grains. Setting the boiler to max temp to reach a rolling boil. And we had a pre-boil gravity of 1.046. Yep, that got a bit messy. I just had to give it a little stir to help all that foam settle back down into the boiler. Throwing in the hop spider to sanitize in the boil. Once it has hit a rolling boil, adding in 25 grams of the Wort hops. I'm going to let this boil for 60 minutes. 50 minutes into the boil, adding in 1 well flock tablet. Making sure to sanitize all the equipment before pitching the yeast. To achieve the sour flavour profile, this yeast likes to ferment at 30 degrees Celsius or 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Slowly adding in the yeast and giving it a splash around to oxygenate the wort. This will help the yeast do its job. Grabbed a quick gravity reading and this came out at 1.052. We fell just shy of the 21 litres I was aiming for. Sanitizing the thermowell and fermenter lid. Adding in the wrap peel, then putting the fermenter together. And don't forget to sanitize the screw cap. Now that is on nice and tight, time to throw this into the fermenter fridge. Setting the spunding valve to 5 psi and attaching that to the gas inlet outlet on the pressure fermenter. Setting the fermenter fridge to 30 degrees and letting that sit for 10 days before cold crushing for 2 days. In the Brewfather app, you can see I had a bit of trouble keeping it at the 30 degree mark. It went a bit over temp for 2 days, but then it started to level out after the 2 days. Then here started the cold crushing process. Also in the Brewfather app, there are a bunch of stats for homebrew nerds to keep track of their brew day. If you're in the market for home brewing software, please consider supporting the channel by using the affiliate link in the description below. This will also give you access to the endless amounts of recipes in the Brewfather library. Okay, it's 12 days later and time to close transfer this into the corny keg. Setting the CO2 bottle to 1 bar and connecting that to the gas inlet outlet of the pressure fermenter. Then attaching the beer line of the fermenter to the beer line on the keg. Connecting the release valve to the gas line on the keg and releasing pressure until I hear a slight hissing sound. Once liquid has hit the release valve, time to take that off and start force carbonating the beer. We'll force carbonate by setting this CO2 bottle to 3 bar, connecting that to the gas line on the keg and rolling it on the floor for 2 minutes. Pop that keg into the kegerator, release a bit of the extra CO2, then connect the lines. I'm pouring out approximately 500 ml to clear the lines of any cleaner and crap off the bottom of the keg. Now for the first taste test. To be honest, I haven't really had much experience drinking sour beer, and after the first glass I wasn't sure that I'd finish this keg, but after some research online I found it's best to let this style of beer mellow in the keg for a few days before drinking. So about after 1 week I gave it another crack and it definitely had a much more enjoyable flavour profile. The sourness wasn't so prominent on the tongue and I could actually enjoy a couple of glasses of this beer. I don't think I'll be rushing back to remake this recipe, but I did enjoy making it and learning more about this style of beer. Thanks for sticking around to the end of this video, it's very much appreciated and I'll catch you all in the next one.